Hey guys, Ben here with Passive Income Unlocked. Before I get into this video, it's been too long since Jeff and I have hung out. Since we're overdue, we're probably going to do a Q&A video in the near future. So please leave those questions in the comments and we'll do our best to address them when we are together. Alright, in this video I'm going to talk about word count. Most of you would probably agree that anytime you post a new article, you want to give that article the best chance of ranking as high as possible in the search results. With that being said, is word count a ranking factor? Does posting more words give you a better chance of ranking higher? And either way, how many words do you need in the article to give yourself the best chance of succeeding? These are all questions that I'm sure you have asked yourself as you are typing out a new post or trying to decide how much of your hard-earned cash you're willing to spend on an outsourced article. Knowing the answers to these questions is important because if you really don't need long articles to rank, you can produce more articles more quickly or outsource more articles for less money. Alright, before I tell you what I think, let's check out what John Mueller from Google has to say. He starts out by saying word count is not a ranking factor. Save yourself the trouble. He goes on to say word count is not indicative of quality. Some pages have a lot of words that say nothing. Some pages have very few words that are very important and relative to queries. You know your content best, hopefully, and can decide whether it needs the details. Lastly, he says, from our point of view, the number of words on a page is not a quality factor, not a ranking factor. So just blindly adding more and more text to a page doesn't make it better. So according to John from Google, word count is not and has never been a ranking factor. Simply adding more words to your post doesn't make it better or give it a better chance of succeeding. This makes perfect sense when you think about it, and this really is how it should be. A longer article shouldn't rank better than a shorter one, simply because it has more words. Ranking should be based on how well an article satisfies the search query. With that being said, I'm sure many of you have noticed that longer articles tend to outrank shorter articles. In fact, when we gauge competition, we typically try to write a longer article than our competitors because that's what seems to give us the best chance of ranking. But why is that? Is Google simply lying to us, or is something else going on here? In my opinion, it all comes down to the amount of relevant content you have in your articles. Think about it for a minute. If you write a 100-word article targeting the keyword, how to keep cats off countertops using foil, and another 1,000-word article on the same topic, which one is going to hit on more points? Obviously, the 1,000-word article is going to cover the keyword in more detail and provide some thorough answer for the search query. This is really what it's all about. It's not about word count. Instead, it's about how thoroughly you cover a topic. If you can write a 1,000-word article that really stays focused and on point, you can outrank a 3,000-word article that is full of fluff and goes on random tangents. The key here is really to stay as close as possible to the search query. So with that being said, why do we typically try to write longer articles than our competitors? We do this for a few reasons. One, we outsource the majority of our content. When you outsource, you can't guarantee that someone will stay on point throughout the article. By targeting a longer word count, the writer is more likely to hit more points related to the topic. Two, longer articles tend to rank for more long-tail keywords. As you probably already know, when you write an article, you're not just targeting a single keyword. Instead, you're targeting all the variations of that keyword as well as keywords related to it. By writing longer content, you are more likely to include content that will rank for those long-tail keywords, even if you didn't realize they existed in the first place. Lastly, we simply don't take the time to read all the competing articles to see how close they stay on the topic. If we see that our top competitor has a 1,500-word article with headings that are targeting the keyword, we're going to assume that the entire article is focused. In that scenario, we'd probably shoot for 2,000 words. With that being said, there are instances where it's very obvious that someone filled the article with fluff. If we see 5,000 words on almost any topic we assume is full of information that's not relative to the search term. We target mostly low-volume keywords, so no topic really needs 5,000 words to thoroughly cover it. In fact, we rarely write 3,000-word articles. We mostly stick to posts between 1,000 and 2,000 words. I'd guess that out of the roughly 100 posts we publish in a typical month, only 2 to 3 of those articles are 3,000 words long. And those really long posts are typically targeting keywords that aren't quite as low in competition. For the really low competition keywords, 1,000 words is usually plenty, maybe even overkill. Alright, to recap, it's not about word count, it's about how thoroughly you cover a topic. If you stay on point and cover topics in more detail than your competitors, you'll give yourself a great chance of ranking higher than them, even with shorter articles. Alright guys, that's all I had for this one. Until next time.